interesting month. Okay, and as it's September, we know that there's some exciting things, and it can be exciting or not exciting depending how you look at it, going on when it comes to news and where it comes to things that could affect the markets, right? Now, let me know in the chat box, what is one thing, and I'm gonna show Forex Factor right now. What is one thing that we know that is going on this month? I think is the biggest one, right? That we know that is going on this month. So let me know in the chat box. What is one thing, one big news event that we know for sure is happening? Okay, FOMC, exactly, right? FOMC is happening on September 17th. This is going to be dictating the Fed rates, right? The interest rates, stuff like that. And for the first time ever, we're actually on a very high probability to be cutting interest rates. Now, there's a lot of things that I think have affected the market. One thing that I always learned about with people like Jordan Morgan and Max Otero and like Zachary Hogan is a lot of the times when there's already a perspective in the marketplace, price is already like showing that sentiment already. So as we can see going into this month, this is going to be a big month with this. We have CPI, which kind of supports or not what's going on here. And at the end of the month, we do have also unemployment claims as well. But to go back into the charts, guys, we can see kind of looking at total market cap to start with, we can see that the markets have seen a retracement. Now, I believe from what I'm just seeing, like they say, a lot of people see interest rates as being bullish news. I think long term it could be. It just depends on they cut it. But I also think that they're pricing in a negative sentiment to the cut of interest rates. That's something that I've learned is that a lot of the things when it's like very talked about, meaning it's very obvious, meaning cutting interest rates is actually obvious. This is actually already pricing in some downside into the markets when it comes to crypto specifically. Now, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends how you look at it. Because when they cut interest rates, because most likely they're going to cut interest rates when they already talked about cutting it. And if you guys know, every time they talk about doing something, they've been doing it. It's really just going to price in what we're already seeing, right? But what could really be interesting is how much they cut the interest rates. If they cut the interest rates way more than we thought, that could be maybe a good thing or a terrible thing, right? Or if they just keep exactly what they said they were going to do, then it might just be a consolidation type of moment. Now, another thing I do want to bring up, guys, before I bring up some charts, is bring up this chart here. Okay, right here. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this chart here, right? It shows the percentage on every single month. If you haven't seen it, I found it here. There's a lot of places you can find this, but this shows ETH specifically. And the reason why I'm showing Ethereum is because I like to watch Ethereum right now because Ethereum is what dictates the alt season, right? It's Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of altcoins. So what we want to see is the sentiment of Ethereum because altcoins are going to follow Ethereum. They're not going to follow Bitcoin. They're going to follow Ethereum. Because Bitcoin can be going crazy, but Ethereum isn't. There's no altcoin season. Okay. So we want to follow Ethereum. And as we can see right now, it's something very interesting that I just kind of was looking at before this call. And I wanted to bring it up to you guys. As we know, right, there's a 4-year cycle when it comes to like the Bitcoin halving. Put a 4 in the chat if you understand the 4-year cycle, right? Every 4 years is a Bitcoin halving, which excels the next bull run, right? Right? We've heard that before. But there's something very interesting that I've seen. As you can see, every time, so the closest one here, the oldest one here is 2016. 2016 was one of the halvings. And as you can see, it was bullish first quarter. And then 2020, the next year after was bullish, very bullish for the first 2 quarters of the year. Now, fast forward to 2020. 2020 was the halving. We had a little bit of increase. But then we had a good amount of increase Q4 and Q1 of that year. And then we had the decline of it, right? Fast forward again, we just had the most recent one in 2024. And as we can see, we had a pretty bullish first quarter, sorry. Didn't have a bullish Q2, Q3. Didn't really have a, okay Q4, bad Q1, okay Q2, and a decent Q3. So what I'm saying is this, most of the time, and it's just going to show the different sentiment of the market, most of the time, the first 2 quarters of the year after the the 4-year cycle after they do what they do, right? That's what shows a bullish sentiment, right? But for the first time, actually, since this chart, that is not the case, right? Because 2017 was a year after the halving, bullish. 2021, a year after, bullish. 2022, not bullish, right? We lost 45% and we gained 36. So actually it was negative for the first half of the year. So what does this mean? Number one, I just think that this is mean that is being pushed along. There's bigger players in the game now, right? This is Trump in power now. This is governments in power now. This is institutions in power now. So one thing I'm going to let us know is to understand that there's going to be needed more patience than ever before. Because before it was retail who controlled the markets, to be honest. Now it's not. It's institutions, it's governments. So as we see all these news coming around, it's key to understand that we have to be very eye-open and very aware of, hey, things might be slower or faster than we think, and we just got to be in position. Put a 5 in the chat if you guys understand that. And you guys like, yeah, Gil, I understand. I got to be more patient this run because this run is not the same as the last runs. Most people are predicting their own point of view because of what happened. Well, really, the markets have changed because there's bigger money in play. Now, to say that, guys, I think September is a big factor because as we can see right now with this fear and greed index, we are at 48. It's around a decently low amount of time that we've been, right? All of summer, we were in greed. All of summer, we saw exciting things. And right now, we're more of a neutral sense, right? So this could either continue to be more fearful or a little bit more greedy, but I always know that the best times to look to accumulate is during neutral or fear times. When things are slow, remember this, when things are slow is when you actually want to participate in this market. So going into the charts now, we're going to look at the others chart. If you never looked at the others chart, this is the chart I use to look at the altcoin season because this is everything including outside of the top 10. And one thing that we can see is this. Let me know in the chat box. What do you see right here? What type of phase of the market do we see here? Okay, these are things that I look at and ask myself. So what phase of the market do we see right here? Let me know. Right here. What is this kind of called? What kind of phase is this in the market? Okay. Could be accumulation, consolidation, exactly, right? So it's consolidation more than anything, right? The markets haven't really done much. And as we can see, anytime we have consolidation, we have consolidation, we have consolidation, we have consolidation, right? It then leads to a market movement, right? And as we can see in the last run, there was a lot of consolidation. This was 2024, actually. This was before the big pump of altcoins that we saw, right? We saw nothing for literally from August to November and then saw bullishness, right? Right now, what are we seeing? Really not much since July, August, right? To potential bullishness as well. And during that time, guys, back in 2024, around this time of 2024, we can specifically go see like something like Solana and go back, right? This was before this big move, right? This consolidation was this before we saw this move. So what I'm saying is I really believe that going into next year, we will start to see more bullishness. This could be a really good sign for the winter going into the new year. I don't know if you guys know, but most of the time in the holiday season is when we see most of the bullishness that we are looking for. Now, last cycle, again, was a little bit weird. I think it's going to be pushed on a little bit more. But for example, with Solana, you can see that we had a lot of bullishness these months, right? October going into November, and then kind of saw some tops. So I don't think there's going to be tops in November. But one thing I can see, kind of compare things to like Bitcoin, for example. Let me show you guys this real quick. Bitcoin, for example. And I always like to compare it because it's important to kind of look at what's happened and where we're going. But in the last run, tops were kind of in November. Now, I personally believe, and from what I'm seeing, I mean, there was 2 tops in the last run, which is wild. Really, like the market moved for a minute, to be honest. So I think it's something similar like this. Okay. Right now, we're like in these times, right? Kind of like if you want to compare, we're kind of like here, right? We're kind of like here. But as you can see, January, February, March, April were very bullish times. Okay. So I'm not saying the market is not going to move this time, but I personally do believe that September could be one of the best opportunities to purchase altcoins, right? Because in the last run, 2020, we can see here that September 2020 was the best time to accumulate. Put a one in the chat if you see this right here. This was September in October of 2020. These were the times, and these were the boring times. Because I want to also let you guys know this. Who knows in the chat box what products are being released this month? What products are being released this month? That everybody knows because everybody talks about every year is the same month. What products are being released this month? And this is just perspective, by the way, right? This is just perspective, right? Just to bring in the gaps. But let me know. Yep. Right? This month, if I'm not mistaken, I'm really certain, right? Yep. We have the new iPhone being launched. Now, every single time you want to realize like this, when there's a lot of eyes elsewhere, that's when like it's slow seasons in other places. When there's a lot of eyes, like you just got to think about it. This might be deep, guys, but I wanted to go to like a deeper type of thing. What started this month? What on TV is everybody watching this month? Let me know. What is everybody going to start watching this month? They've been waiting for months. Football, NCAA right now being played, right? NFL tomorrow. We got all these games. Right now, everybody's eyes is on football, iPhone releases, distractions, which I still watch sports. So it's cool. It's fine. But I'm just letting you guys know this is when these markets get quiet and we have bigger players start to come in. Isn't it a coincidence that this is probably one of the biggest months for the Fed, but nobody's going to be paying attention to it? Why? Because people are focused on the football, people are focused on iPhones coming out, people are focused on so many other things. And it's okay to do that, right? Just to be aware of a lot of things, but understanding that these are sentiments that can create opportunity. Because right now we have assets that maybe some of us missed, like Chainlink, right? You can be real with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you do not have Chainlink yet. Well, guess what? That is okay. Because even Junior sent this in the chat. We have opportunities that I think will happen this month where we're going to see Chainlink up below $20 again. Now, this is going to happen when most people aren't watching. Brett, I didn't watch TV. I just watched Go. Yeah, facts, bro. That's funny. Yeah, so opportunities like this will be happening this month. We'll have opportunities like Ondo happening this month. We'll have opportunities like ICP, which, man, ICP is either going to do great or it's not. But there's opportunities here. ICP, right? Even Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to have another potential entry here before hitting all-time highs. This is where the opportunities lie. I think Helium is one of the biggest sleepers, in my opinion. I think it will go lower just because of it has to take out lows now. So, dang, seeing Helium here is wild. So, really, Helium has good opportunity. So, a lot of these assets, guys, we're going to have so much opportunity, but most people aren't going to be watching. And that's when we want to accumulate. That's when we want to put our eyes on things. That's when we want to make strategy. Not when things are up. People get excited here. We want to start to strategize in the down seasons. And that's where I believe is September. September is an opportunity to study, to look at opportunities, right? I don't know if you guys saw, like put a 7 in the chat. If you saw Mike Trotero call out PIFE. PIFE is a really good asset. I was doing some research on it and I'm like, wow, like I understood what it was, but I didn't understand like really what it was. But PIFE has a bunch of partnerships, is in the Solana blockchain, is basically similar to Chainlink, and is actually we're gonna put DeFi Llama. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this website, but DeFi Llama is anything for DeFi, right? So we're gonna go to PIFE Network. Actually, where is it at? You just see, but it shows like the how much money is in like every single blockchain or crypto in a whole, and you can see that Pipe has a lot of money, and it has a lot of different blockchains using Pipe as well in their ecosystem, right? So let's go back to CoinGecko real quick, and I'm gonna go and show you guys this. Pipe, I think, is something that I would recommend to look at. So that's like a play I'll give you guys as well. I mean, it's already been given to us, but kind of a little bit more emphasized because it has a lot of opportunities. There's already a lot of players using Pipe right now, a lot. You have Coinbase right here. You got so many other ones that are here, but it's data. It's basically data, right? Pure market data straight from the source. So it's similar to Chainlink, but it's something that is doing specifically on the Solana blockchain. And again, it already has a lot of, it's already doing it for a lot of different projects and a lot of blockchains. So it's already doing it, right? It's not something that's like the potential of, it's already doing it. Jupiter is one of the biggest ones. And I don't know if you guys know, but Jupiter is becoming very known. Like put a J in the chat for Jupiter if you've heard of Jupiter, right? Maybe now you're using it for trading, like myself and Tony and so many people, right? Now Pipe is what Jupiter is using Pipe for its data. It's its source, right? So I'm just saying Pipe could be a big sleeper and could be a high potential. Now, looking at the tokenomics, guys, it's a low cap token. Well, technically, it's a mid cap token because it's over 100 million, below 1 billion. But for me, I would say it's a low cap because anything under a billion, in my perspective, is definitely a low cap, at least for me. But it really has good potential, right? Because in the last run, it hit 1.9. But I mean, this is wild, guys. In the last run, actually, I was incorrect. It wasn't even here in the last run. Yeah, it wasn't even here in the last run. That's wild. That's another confirmation. Pipe wasn't even here in the last run. It's the first time it's in the bull run. And its previous high, which was in the bear market, really, you kind of say that, right? Before really the bull market, was 1.9 billion, which is almost double of what it's at right now. So this project, guys, I mean, just comparing it, you don't have to always compare, but to give you guys perspective, Chainlink is massive, right? It's not going to reach maybe what Chainlink is, but Chainlink right now is at a low, and it's at 15 billion market cap. It's at a low right now. Like Chainlink is at a low, right? Like Chainlink is not at a high at all. Just looking at this chart, right? Chainlink is not at a high. It's at a low. There's a lot of things here, right? So let's say if Pipe, okay, goes to 15 billion market cap at the top, this could bring some good opportunity. So you're talking about almost a 15x. Yeah, basically a 15x of this, right? So that could kind of move the market. Yeah, that can be over here. Yep. Pipe can come here at 15 billion market cap. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just giving you guys perspective. If it's doing similar things that Chainlink is doing, maybe at a second layer, but Pipe is the second biggest one in this world of data right now. Like it's already there from Max Sotero and from the research I've done. So this is another good opportunity, guys. This is the time, in my opinion, to look at these potential assets. Mostly if you already have the Chainlinks, the Ondos, the Aves, you already have these, is start to see what other small plays you can start to get into. And my recommendation is this, and I'll end the call with this, is when you look for projects like this, start with a small amount. Do not accumulate everything that you can. Accumulate a little bit. And once we start to see a little bit more confirmation, we accumulate a little bit more because it has a lot of upside. You know, even this, remember what I told you guys, it's kind of wild. It's almost a 700x if it just reaches previous highs. And previous highs market cap wise is not a lot. Like put a 2 in the chat if you're agreeing with me right now. Like this is wild. Actually, like its previous high, guys, was 1.9 billion. That's only a like market cap wise. That's not that crazy. Like, and this would bring the asset. This will bring the asset back here, which is wild. I need to look at something with the tokenomics, but that's really good news. 1.9 market cap would bring it back basically like, yeah, would do pretty well. Yeah, like a 2-3x. So actually, no, it would be like, yeah, it would be a big move. But understanding that, guys, I think is very key. But it is the first bull run. Only have like 4 to 5. Yeah, I mean, if it's your first bull run, like, yeah, definitely you can focus on 4 to 5, like I say. That's fine. But if you already have your 4 or 5, that's fine. But also understand this, and this might be a good time to end the call. Also understand this: the market is going to have phases, right? The market is going to have phases. The first ones are going to move are the chain links, CL for chain links, all the Aaves, maybe the Ondos, okay? And then you're going to have assets like Pipe. Then you're going to have assets like Aerodrome that I've been talking about. Then you're going to have assets like maybe, I don't know, like Centis that I've been talking about, right? These are smaller cryptos that are going to move after these. So if you really want to maximize this bull market, you want to get into what we have now. So the chain links, right? If you have Solana, right? If you have Ondo, if you have Aave, right? These are the ones that are going to move first. And then you're going to have the other ones that are going to move after. So the coolest thing about this is that we can start to research this now. And we can start to see what's the next move to take the profits of this to then here. Put a 5 in the chat if that makes sense. So if you're focusing on 4 to 5 assets, amazing, keep those. But once we see the upside, once we see all-time highs on chain links, I'm not saying, do not go higher, but guys, I would take some profit and start getting into lower ones that are going to start to see the next wave up, right? Be smart with it, but just understand that's how you maximize the bull run. And that's when this gets fun. And John-Luc knows because we've been here. This is fun when you can say, oh my God, okay, I did 3x here. This 3x can go here. This is going to be a 5x, right? But you don't do like 20,000 coins. You focus on a certain amount of coins, but then it becomes like trading because that's literally what it really becomes on a bull run full, season. Okay. So we're saying that, guys, be aware of the markets. Like I said, guys, this is the time to be plugged in. Right now we have, 12 on the call. Probably the go live sessions are going to go down this week. Like the learn now sessions are probably going to go down with views. But this is the time that you want to be plugged in the most because this is the quiet season. This is when people aren't paying attention, but the ones that are going to have a lot of opportunity in this market, guys. So with saying that, I appreciate you guys for being on today's call. I'm excited. We got next Saturday for the next session we're going to have. Exciting things that obviously we're looking to bring. Highly recommend to tell the people within Powerhouse to be on calls like this, to be on the sessions, be on the live sessions, share in the Powerhouse chats, because I know for a fact the best is yet to come. Also, the Zenrai app is live and inactive. MicroStrategy just sent out a Solana idea on there, I think, for leverage that I'm going to be checking out myself. So the app is already out. We do not have it. It's on Zenrai, literally Zenrai on the App Store. We also have the link sent in the Telegram chats. So make sure to download it, guys. Make sure to take these ideas because all I'm saying is that they're hitting. So take advantage of Jupiter, accumulate some more Solana on the way up. But we'll say that, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll see you guys in the chats. Peace.